Hello, and welcome to the channel. Today we're doing a bit of a silly video, a bit of a crossing of worlds, a multiverse of madness, a who would win versus Batman tier list. I know you're thinking, wait, Batman? He's not Marvel. He's probably DC's coolest character, probably the most well-known one. Which Marvel Rivals characters could beat Batman in a 1 versus 1? Now, the thing with Batman is he often needs a good bit of prep time. Give Batman enough prep time, he can win most of the fights. So, this tier list is going to be just a random one-on-one encounter, no prep time for Batman. They're just tossed into a fight, Batman versus this character. Who will win? Gather round, listen up, and I think I'm going to start from the top, maybe work my way down. Characters I think that could easily beat Batman in just a random surprise 1 versus 1. I feel like the character that would most beat him, probably Doctor Strange. I mean, magic, portals. Batman really doesn't have a too big of an answer for magic and portals. He's got like some gadgets, sure, but I feel like magic and portals kind of just fuck Batman up. Similar vein, Scarlet Witch, she's just magic, you know. What's Batman gonna do against reality warping? It's gonna be a tough one. The S tier characters are gonna be the ones that easily beat Batman. The D tiers are ones I feel like Batman could beat. Let's go in the D tier here a little bit. I feel like Batman would probably beat Mantis. Mantis isn't really much of a fighter. She's more of a lover. I don't think Mantis is beating Batman. Some other characters I just think Batman would kind of dunk on. I mean, the Widow. Like, she's a sniper, sure. Maybe she can get a good snipe on Batman. You know, I'll move her up a little bit. Like, she could probably snipe Batman. I mean, Punisher, he kind of just has guns. You know, Batman's used to just beating the crap out of people that have guns. I feel like Batman would kind of smoke the Punisher. Groot, I'm going to say it. I think Batman would kind of wreck Groot. I might even move Groot down to the D tier. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, Groot could maybe put up a fight. He's got some tree bullshit. He's pretty strong. But I do feel like Batman would probably beat Groot. Squirrel Girl, I think a bat beats a squirrel. You know? Maybe that's just me, but I feel like a bat beats a squirrel. These are the ones that are really jumping out where I feel like Batman could just dump. I feel like Human Torch, Batman would just like finesse him. I feel like Human Torch is kind of dumb, kind of a hothead. Batman would just do some bullshit and like pour water on him or something. Luna Snow, I mean, what's she gonna do? You know, freeze him with ice? I'm not so sure about that. I feel like Batman would kind of dunk on Luna Snow. Hawkeye, this is a character that I feel like Hawkeye's just like the best marksman. He kind of has like Batman level skill and finesse, to where I think it would be a pretty even fight. Another even fight would be Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight's basically just like Marvel Batman, but make like a little more crazy, a little more unhinged. Spider-Man, I feel like Spider-Man would probably beat Batman in just a 1v1. He's got the super strength and speed and senses. Kind of gives him a little bit of an edge over Batman. You know, you give Batman enough prep time, I think he could beat any Marvel character probably. But this is just a random 1v1 on the street. Cloak and Dagger, what's she doing? What's she gonna do to Batman? You know? I feel like not too much. Like Scarlet Witch, she'll destroy Batman, sure. Cloak and Dagger, what's she gonna do? Not a whole lot. Hela, I feel like Hela would kind of wreck Batman, maybe not as much as the Doctor. I feel like Hela would kind of destroy Batman. Adam Warlock, I feel like he would probably beat Batman, at least from the Guardians of the Galaxy Adam. I think he'd probably win that. The Panther, I think that's more of like a neutral duel. I think it could go either way. Incredible Hulk, I feel like he would probably... I feel like Batman could outsmart the Hulk, but just if Hulk gets onto him, I think Hulk's just winning that fight pretty easily. Captain America, I think Captain America versus the Bat. I think Captain has a slight edge, but Batman will put up a pretty good fight. Iron Fist, I really don't know too much about Iron Fist. I feel like he probably would beat Batman. He's kind of got like magical rings, and Batman's all about like fighting styles and techniques. I think Iron Fist just does that a little better. I think Iron Man has a slight edge on Batman. He just has the technological advantage. He kind of just has a, like, Batman's all about his little gadgets, you know, but Iron Man just kind of has better gadgets. He's got like a whole, his suit is just a little better than Batman. Jeff's getting clacked by Batman. Loki, I feel like Loki would probably win. He's got like the trickster magic. But Batman's pretty smart. I feel like Batman wouldn't really fall for it too much. It'd be pretty new. Loki's kind of like the Joker equivalent. To where maybe, honestly, Batman's usually beating the Joker. I'm gonna give Loki like a C tier. I think Batman would kind of sniff him out and be able to win that one. Magneto, I think Magneto's kind of just dunking on Batman. Batman's got a lot of gadgets, a lot of metal. You know, the batarangs, his armor, grappling hook. You know, a lot of that has metal in it. I feel like Magneto would kind of just stomp on Batman. Another character I feel like would just clack Batman. Thor, I don't think Thor's quite in the S tier. He doesn't really have like the... Like, these characters are all pretty strategic, I think, or just have some like magical bullshit. Thor's got some magical bullshit, but he's kind of dumber, kind of more of a hothead. I feel like Batman could finesse him, but Thor's definitely got an edge. Winter Soldier, I think that's a pretty neutral matchup. They're both just kind of like... just some tusslers, some real down to scrap types. Namor, I really don't think Namor's going to be able to do too much to Batman. Magic, I don't know too much about Magic. I know she can like portal and has like some magical abilities. But I kind of remember her in the X-Men movie. She got clapped pretty easily, if I do recall. Give that a neutral matchup. Penny Parker. I feel like Penny in her suit. I think that's kind of a neutral matchup. They're both just pretty smart. They both have gadgets. Kind of just like equivalent. Psylocke, a similar kind of ballpark. I don't really know much about Psylocke. I feel like it's kind of a neutral matchup. Rocket Raccoon, I feel like Rocket... I mean, Batman's really smart. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like Rocket Raccoon would probably be able to catch him off guard and just like win that exchange. Star-Lord, I think Batman would beat Star-Lord in a random fight. Star-Lord's got some gadgets, sure, but I feel like Batman's just a little more tactical. Storm, I think Storm would kind of clap Batman, but I could see Batman maybe squeaking out a dub, but she would probably win. Venom, I feel like Venom's also going to beat Batman. Batman's got some like hand-to-hand combat, sure, but Venom's just like so much stronger and slimier. Wolverine, I think Wolverine's beating the Bat. Honestly, what's Batman going to do to Wolverine? You know? He's just going to heal it back up. I think Wolverine kind of clacks Batman. I'm putting him with S. Mr. Fantastic, he's just simply smarter, more tactical than Batman. I think he's winning that fight. Invisible Woman, she's pretty smart and tactical, but I feel like, you know, what is she really gonna do to Batman? Maybe like put him in a little force field bubble. I think that's a pretty neutral fight. The Thing, I think Batman would probably be able to beat the Thing with like some gadgets and just like flying around. This little cape, just like jumping and grappling around. Like Batman could win that one. Emma Frost, I think she would probably beat Batman. She can just turn into diamonds and like what is... Honestly, I'm gonna move Thing up a little bit. He is made of rock, so it's gonna be a hard one to crack. I think it could go either way. But Emma, I mean, like diamonds are just a little harder than rocks. What's Batman gonna do to diamonds? Ultron, I think Ultron would probably beat Batman. Ultron's just hard to take down. It takes like a whole team to take out Ultron. Batman alone, I think, would kind of just get clacked by the Tron. Phoenix, don't really know too much about her. I'm gonna give her the neutral matchup. Blade, I feel like Blade and Batman have a lot of similar kind of vibes. They got like the leather coat and like the cape cloak thing. I could see it going either way. I watched the Blade movies recently. I feel like Blade and Batman have a similar kind of fighting style. Angela, I don't really know too much about Angela, but she is kind of Thor related, so I feel like she has the Norse mythology buff versus Batman's just mortal form. Daredevil, I think Batman would beat Daredevil in a fight. It'd be kind of close, but I think Batman just has the edge overall. Yeah, this is the tier list. This is who would beat Batman in a fight. No prep time, just randomly in an alleyway, bump into each other and have to fight. Who's winning versus Batman? I feel like these characters would kind of smoke Batman pretty well. These ones would probably win, but Batman maybe has a chance. This is a pretty neutral matchup. I feel like it could go either way. Batman could win, they could win. These characters I feel like Batman would probably win against. Might give him a little trouble. And these ones I feel like Batman would kind of just like what are they gonna do to Batman? You know, I feel like a bat beats a squirrel. I think at least. You know what? Let me actually look that up. Oh, Squirrel Girl can beat anyone off panel, but if he's on panel, he's winning. So this is an on panel fight in the alleyway. Batman vs Squirrel Girl. Is this an actual comic book? Squirrel Girl is unbeatable. Okay, wait. I forgot Squirrel Girl has the plot armor diff. She is actually unbeatable and beat Thanos. She's getting an S tier. That's the tier list. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. See you next time. Subscribe for more.